So, if you're tired of fake charm and you'd like to stop wasting time on people who drain you, especially if you are getting old, let's break down 10 body language signals that quietly tell you who someone really is before they even say hello. 1. The way their eyes land on you. Don't just notice if they look at you, notice how they land. Some people's eyes feel like a soft handshake, steady, relaxed, present. Others feel like a security camera, scanning, locking on, making you want to look away, and some barely land on you at all. They slide past you like your background furniture. If their eye contact is warm but not intense, they're usually grounded and open. If it's hyper-intense, unblinking, or feels like they're trying to win the stare, that's not confidence, that's control. If they can't hold your gaze for even a second, it often signals anxiety, insecurity, or hidden discomfort. If the eyes are the way they land on you, the face is the way their emotions slip out by accident. And that's where it gets fun. 2. The leak on the face. Watch their face right after something emotionally loaded happens. A joke, a disagreement, a compliment. Do you see tiny flashes? A micro smirk? A flash of irritation? A half second of disgust before the polite smile comes back? That tiny leak is often more honest than the full sentence they give you afterward. People can rehearse words. They do not rehearse those 0.2-second expressions. Someone who constantly shows contempt, that little one-sided smirk, the "I'm above this" face, usually carries that energy everywhere. Relationships, work, family. You are not special. You will get it too, eventually. But the face is only half the story. If you really want to know who you're dealing with, look a little lower, to the hands. 3. The hands that tell on them. Confident, emotionally stable people rarely hide their hands. You'll see open palms, natural gestures, and easy, unconsciously honest movements. Nervous or guarded people. Hands in pockets, under the table, wrapped around a phone like a life jacket. Hidden hands often mean hidden thoughts. It doesn't mean they're evil. It might just mean they're anxious or trying to protect themselves. But it does tell you they're not fully relaxed with you yet. Someone who talks with open hands, facing upward or outward, usually has nothing to prove. Someone who points, chops the air, or uses stiff, aggressive gestures often needs control, approval, or dominance. Now, if the hands tell you how open a person is, the spine tells you something deeper, how they carry their entire life. 4. The spine story, how they sit and stand. When they sit, do they collapse into the chair like life just hit deflate? Or do they sit upright, but relaxed, like their body has a quiet sense of self-respect? Hyper-rigid posture, shoulders up to their ears, straight like a statue, can mean they're stuck in performance mode. Collapsed posture, shoulders caving in, can signal someone who's used to shrinking themselves. What you want to look for is relaxed alignment, not military stiff, not melted into the floor, just present. People who consistently take up a little space, not too much, not too little, often have healthier boundaries. Their body says, "I exist, and I don't need to apologize for it." But posture doesn't just matter in place, it matters in space. And that brings us to the invisible bubble everyone walks around with. 5. Their distance rules. Notice how close they stand when they talk to you. Do they rush straight into your personal bubble on the first meeting? That can be warmth, or it can be entitlement. Your space is my space. I decided. Do they stay way too far away, even after you've warmed up? That can be shyness, social anxiety, or a need to stay in control by never fully entering the moment. The key is how their body matches their distance. If they're relaxed and smiling from a reasonable distance, that's respect. If they're tense, stiff, and still stay far away, it's more like, I don't feel safe here. Distance tells you where they place themselves, but to really decode them, watch how they move through the world. 6. Their movement rhythm. Some people move like they're late to an imaginary meeting 24/7. Fast, sharp, jerky. Others move like every action is heavy, slow, dragged through wet cement. Speed and rhythm are personality gold. Fast, choppy movements can signal anxiety, impatience, or a mind that's always 3 steps ahead. Slow but intentional movements often belong to people who think before they speak and don't need to rush to prove themselves. The interesting part comes when someone's rhythm suddenly changes around you. The laid-back person gets jittery, or the energetic person slows down. Their body is telling you, you matter, I'm adjusting. Speaking of adjustments, let's talk about the tiny things people do when their nervous system starts screaming. 7. The nervous tells they repeat. Watch what they do with their free time in a conversation. Do they constantly touch their face, rub their neck, tap their feet, play with jewelry, or check their phone like it's oxygen? These are self-soothing behaviors. They show you where stress lives in their body. 1 or 2 nervous habits are totally human. But if their body is never still, constantly picking, tapping, scrolling, you're dealing with someone whose mind rarely rests. This doesn't make them a bad person, but it tells you how calm or chaotic your future conversations, arguments, or even relationships with them might feel. Now, instead of zooming in, zoom out for a second. There's one moment that reveals more than almost anything else: the entrance. 8. How they enter a room. Pay attention to their first 5 seconds when they walk in. Do they explode into the space, loud and big, needing everyone to notice? Do they slip in like they hope nobody will? Or do they simply arrive, look around, acknowledge people, and settle in? Someone who always needs to dominate the room may be fun at first, but that constant need for attention usually comes with a cost. Someone who silently disappears into corners might be kind, but you'll have to work hard to really know them. Look for the middle, people who notice the room instead of trying to own it or escape it. That's emotional maturity walking. And once they're in the room, there's one body language test that almost never fails, and it has nothing to do with you directly. 9. How their body treats invisible people. Watch how their body behaves around waiters, cashiers, cleaners, receptionists. Do they make eye contact? Nod? Smile? Turn their body toward them as a real human being? Or do they keep their eyes on their phone, their torso pointed away, hand outstretched like a vending machine, no connection needed? This isn't just manners. It's their philosophy in motion. If their body only warms up for people they need or want something from, but goes cold around everyone else, you're not with an empath, you're with a strategist. Empathy is not how they treat you when they like you. It's how their body behaves with people they don't think are important. And finally, one of the most underrated body language clues of all: not how they show up, but how they leave. 10. Their exit body language. Notice how they end conversations. Do they just vanish mid-chat? 1 minute they're here, the next minute they're replying to someone else, and you never get a goodbye. That often signals low emotional awareness or a habit of dropping connections when they're done with the moment. Do they drag the goodbye out forever, stepping away, then leaning back in, then one last thing, then another? That can mean a fear of being alone or a deep need for reassurance. The sweet spot is simple. They turn toward you, make eye contact, maybe a light touch on the arm or a nod, and say something like, "Hey, this was great. Let's talk again soon," and then actually leave. The last 5 seconds of their body language can tell you as much about their maturity as the first 5. Now, here's the philosophical twist in all of this. You're not just reading them. You're also reading yourself. Which signals make you relax? Which ones make your stomach tighten? Which patterns do you ignore because the person is attractive, useful, or familiar? Your body has its own language too. When you're over 30, you don't have time to keep negotiating with red flags you already feel. So next time you're around someone new, don't just listen to their words. Watch their eyes. Watch their hands. Watch how they enter, how they exit, and how their body treats the people the world usually ignores. Over time, you'll stop saying, "I don't know why I ignored the signs," and start saying, "I saw it from the beginning. I just chose differently." If this helped you see people a little more clearly, or made you realize a few things about yourself, then do 2 quick things for me before you go. First, hit like so this reaches more people who are tired of fake smiles and confusing signals. Second, subscribe if you want more psychology and philosophy explained in a way that actually fits real adult life, bills, back pain, complicated relationships, and all. And in the comments, tell me this. What's the first body language sign you secretly pay attention to when you meet someone? I'll be reading those, and yes, I'll be analyzing you too.